Hey everyone, thanks for clicking back over to the channel. In this video, you will see a live, typical Monday morning trading session where I am trading both call and put credit spreads on the ticker symbol SPX.
I don't know why I'm holding this.
Before we dive in, I just want to say, if you are making small, consistent profits, you're already ahead of 90% of day traders. Please don't let social media convince you that $5,000 days are the standard. They're not. I live in California where minimum wage is $17 an hour. And if you're making 30 bucks an hour, you're making a solid income. But I think about this every day that people wake up early, commute, drive to a place of business and physically work for 30 bucks an hour. Every day when I walk away from my computer at 9 a.m. with $300, $600, $900 in profits, I seriously pinch myself. I genuinely say to myself, how did I get here? I just feel so incredibly lucky to have mastered this skill. And I never feel small about my P&L at the end of the day. Just wanted to say that. The strategies that I trade in this video, you can learn in one weekend on YouTube. Here on my channel, if you click on any video that I have made in the past 3-ish years, I am talking about these exact two strategies. There's no paywall. You can learn for free. The difference between consistent profitability and not is discipline and relentless execution of the basics. Last thing before I let the footage play, one of the things that I get asked the most about over on Instagram is, can I do this with a small account? I don't have $25,000. I only have $2,000. Can I replicate these strategies on SPY, the ticker symbol SPY, because it requires less buying power? Forget about SPY. Forget about PDT. Learn to do the hack math that I'll go over in this video, and or use the calculator that I will link in the video description to learn to box your credit spreads. Don't let having a small account deter you from trading SPX. In this video, I use less than $5,000 of buying power. And on any given day, I don't use more than $15,000 of buying power. Forget about SPY. I think there's just too many benefits in the long term to trade the ticker symbol SPX. All right, thanks for watching. Good morning, my friends. It is Monday, May 12th. This is what the S&P looks like so far. It's about 25 minutes after the bell has rung, and I'm on a 15-minute chart. My plan today is to trade the opening range breakout to the upside. So I'll sell a put credit spread. I'll sell a put credit spread every break high of day. And then at exactly 10:30 Eastern, I'll sell either a put credit spread or call credit spread. So I'll be back to show you my entries if it's not obvious. Overnight, we had a over 100 point gap to the upside. And I think potentially some big tariff news incoming. So we'll see. All right, so the 10:30 Magic 8 Ball was for a call credit spread. I have entered it at $1.15 credit, and I will close it if it reaches 70 cents. That's a $45 net gain. This is what the market looks like currently. So just entered on this 7:30 Pacific candle. And yeah. Right, I'm on the option chain for SPX. I'm going to open up the first expiration date. So here's all the strikes in the middle, and I'm going to sell a call credit spread. The strikes that I'm looking for are to go short the 58.30, long the 58.25. I'm sorry, short the 58.25, long the 30. So short 25, long 30.
I'm looking to collect $1.15 in credit. My normal position size is 10 contracts, but since there's a 100-point gap, I'm just going to reduce the contract size today and wait for this to fill. All right, I sent my order for 5 contracts. 2 of them, this doesn't normally happen, but 2 of them have filled. And then if I go back to working, 3 of them have not filled. So the order is still kind of sitting here working. I've asked $1.15. This is the current mark, $1.15. Usually SPX is pretty liquid. 5 contracts will fill in one take, but it just hasn't yet. So this is my working order to hack out of the spread. So that's a good option. So as you can see now, all 5 contracts have filled at $1.15 in credit. And now I have a working hack order to take profit once the contracts have decayed 45 cents worth. So $4.30 plus $1.15 is $5.45. If I let both of these orders expire in the money, that will be my net gain. I'll have to put the math on the screen. That's probably confusing. So it's a good option for accounts that are subject to PDT. All right, we've been in the trade for about 35 minutes. This is what the price action looks like. Again, this is the candle we entered the call credit spread on. I took in $1.15 in credit. This is the current mark of the spread. That's what my hack spread looks like. My stop price is $2.30. My take profit is 70 cents. So I will update again in a little. If we reach an hour time in trade, then I will reduce the profit target. All right, it is 8:40 a.m. So we've been in the trade for an hour and 6 minutes. This is what the price action looks like. Again, this is the candle that I entered the call credit spread on. And chop. Well, that wasn't chop. That trade got a little threatened. And here we are now. I'm just under break even, but since I've been in the trade for an hour, I have reduced my profit target to 35 cents a contract. So if the mark of the spread reaches 80 cents, I will close it. And hopefully it does here in the next few minutes. So, all right, be back. All right, my friends, this is what the price action looks like. And the mark of the spread is nearing my take profit. I don't think I mentioned it before. The reason I have this buy to close order here for 10 cents is just so that you can see where the mark of the spread is if I wasn't using a hack order. So if you weren't worried about making a round trip on your account, you wouldn't have the hack order. You would just have this order working for buy at 80 cents. But the reason I put it down to 10 cents is so that it wouldn't fill at 80 cents. Sorry, just wanted to clarify that. So, all right. Sometimes actually, every now and again, even though my account isn't subject to PDT, I'll put in an OCO order. So I'll put in a buy to close for 80 cents and the 420 and just see whichever one fills first. Because sometimes, I don't know why, but the hack order will fill in advance of this order. That's probably really confusing, but anyways, that's why I have these 2 closing orders working. Once this one fills, I'll cancel this top one because of course I don't want to just buy the spreads at 10 cents. All right, so now that my closing order has filled, I am done trading for the day unless the high of day breaks, so the opening range high breaks, at which point that is my trigger to sell a put credit spread. I mean, I know it doesn't look like on the chart we would, but we totally could. It's only 28 points away. And, part of the reason that I reduced profit target today, besides the 100-point gap, is that the president has supposedly some huge announcement today. I think it's tariff related. I'm not really sure, but it's totally possible that the high of day could break. And if it does, I'll be back and show you my entry on a put credit spread. All right, it's been about an hour since I last left you. This is what the price action, actually shortly after we exited that position for profit, the market started to rally. So
since we are getting close to this high of day and opening range breakout, I'm going to set up a conditional order to enter a put credit spread if the high of day breaks. So this is how I'll do it. The strikes that I'm going to choose are whatever the furthest strikes away and below from the low of the opening range. So I don't think that there's very much credit left today. I mean, the expected move at the opening was only 44 points. So there actually wasn't a lot of premium at the beginning of the day, despite having this huge gap. So this is how I set up a conditional order. So I have to keep this exact price in mind, 58.28.96. $58.28.96, and I'll take it at whatever the mark of the spread is, plus 5 cents. And so yeah, if 58.28 breaks, it'll send this order to enter me into the 58.57.95 PCS at whatever the mark of the spread is. So right now it's only 65 cents. I mean, that's not a price I want to really enter a spread for, but I also don't want to go into the opening range. So we'll see if it triggers. I mean, even though we are only 5 points away, it could take an hour to break. So we'll see. All right, it is 10:25 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern. The second breakout triggered on this candle. I had that conditional order working. It is filled for 50 cents. So I am short the 5800 strike. I will use a $1.50 stop, and I will take profit at 50%. So I will buy to close it if the spread reaches 25 cents. I will stop out if it reaches $1.50. I normally use a 35-cent profit target on the orb, but since the fill price was so low, there was so little premium left outside of this opening range, I'm just gonna take profit at 50%.
Careful saying a lot. You sounded unsure.
All right, so here are all the orders for today. This was the Magic 8 Ball. This was the opening range breakout PCS. By the way, on Thinkorswim mobile, the numbers will keep moving because, of course, you have 4 open positions. Just rest assured that once the cash settles, it will settle correctly, but you kind of have to ignore these numbers. On the chart, this is what the opening range breakout entry looked like. So I entered the PCS on this candle here. I closed it, I think 20 minutes later on this candle here. It really only needed this tiny move. Again, we had such little premium to begin with in the day, so it didn't need much of a move to the upside to take profit. So yeah, that was that. To date, I have traded the opening range breakout nearly 600 times and the Magic 8 Ball almost 200 times, both of which have a 90% year-to-date win rate. Both of these strategies are either a call credit spread or a put credit spread with clear entry rules, clear profit targets, clear stop losses. And if you didn't notice, my charts are completely naked. It's just as easy as 0 DTE is going to get. Hit subscribe for more 0 DTE videos. Join me over on Instagram for daily trade recaps. Links are below. Good luck, friends.